Okay, so today we're talking about immunity and looking at ways that we can boost our immunity, ways that we can make ourselves well and healthy on a regular basis so that when these germs and bugs show up,
Yes.
we don't succumb to them.
Yep.
And when you and I were talking the other day, the last show, about how we can't just keep this to ourselves. Like, we want to share it with people,
Yes.
especially the people we love. We see someone who's not well, we want to show them. We want to be able to demonstrate, hey, you could try this and it could be really good for you if you were to try it.
Yeah.
And then where I'm still figuring myself out is when the resistance shows up on the part of the person that I love and want to be well.
Oh.
Okay, so how do I navigate that? Either resistance, flat out mocking, or whatever else their response is going to be. Like, they just are determined not to be well, or not to be open to what is possible for them in something other than a Tylenol or a Contact C.
Yeah.
I'm still working on my own, almost like my own elevator pitch for helping to open someone's mind to the possibility of what this could do for them.
So I don't try. Mm-hmm. Why bother?
Because I love them and I want them to be well.
But it feels like an attack if you do that. So I think I listen. I just listen because if I love them, I'm going to listen to them. And I don't, because I have friends and family that I guess they would fall into that category.
Yeah.
And I'll just listen. If they ask, then I'll offer. Because if I've offered once and I get a very negative response, okay, well, I get it. You don't have, it's okay. I guess it would be like, eggs are so good for you. You should have one for breakfast.
Right.
I don't believe eggs are good for me. And so I'm not going to force them
to
eat eggs.
No.
I guess that's what I do. I'm not someone who wants to push. Like, I'll educate. Okay, well, this is what I learned. And I mean, because there are lots of medical people in my family, and I haven't had in-depth conversations with them, but I know enough by the little responses I've had when I've mentioned that I'm learning this, that I've become an aromatherapist, all of that. It's like the rolling of the eyes. Well, okay, I'm not sure why you're rolling your eyes at me, but okay, I guess from my perspective, that behavior is it's kind of a form of bullying of me. And so I'm not going to go there. That's why I say I don't go there.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have the kind of, if it was my child and I thought it was really going to help, I'd probably be pushy. But they're adults.
Yep.
They can do their own research.
Yep.
And maybe they haven't got this book, or they haven't gone to PubMed, or maybe they just like the idea of a pharmaceutical company giving them something synthetic. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like some people don't want to wear natural fiber clothing. Maybe they like to wear rayon. I don't know. I get what you're saying. I think it's hard, especially when you know that you could make a little bit of a difference. I'm my own example. I'm just like, well, I haven't been sick for a really long time, and my allergies are gone, and that's a hard one, I guess. It's not like I have to be mean to them. I just don't go there. I just go somewhere else. The path of least resistance for me.
I do know one of my favorite things to say to people is, to say to them is, have they considered how essential oils have been used for the last 150 years? And most people are completely ignorant that they've been used in their foods, they've been used in their products, they've been used in their toothpaste, they've been used all over the place. They have been ingesting and putting essential oils on their bodies their whole lives. Just that no one told them that's what they were doing.
I know what you mean. It's the reframe.
It's the reframe. Yeah. That's exactly
and
it.
That's why for me, I couldn't use certain lotions and certain things because it was what had happened was those oils had been adulterated, or pharmaceutical companies actually create substances that have an almost the same chemical makeup so that they can patent it.
That's right.
And it's not quite the same because that can't shift. Like an essential oil can actually, it's smart, it's intelligent, so it can shift and change over time in terms of how it works on things in our bodies and on viruses and funguses and all of that. Where a synthetic one actually can't.
Yeah. That's
because
right.
it's just what it is.
Yeah.
But because, like what you were saying, have you considered? I think that's a wonderful, because I don't even go there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, whatever. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. For me, I guess because it's about education. So if I want to make a difference in someone's life, I mean, of course they have free will. They can choose not to. If they don't, that's totally fine. But I feel for me, I want to make the effort at least a little bit to be able to say it's just an alternative. That's all.
And I think too, we have to remember, often oils are really good before you get really sick.
Mm-hmm.
Really, that's where their power is to keep you well.
That's right. That's right.
If you get really sick, of course, sometimes they're not going to work because that's actually when you need the antibiotic.
Or you can get really sick and even the antibiotic isn't going to work.
Oh, well, and we know with your
Yeah.
dad, that's what happened.
Yeah. But speaking of antibiotics, this is another thing that was percolating in my mind is I've had people say, well, I tried it and it didn't work. Like I tried the oil once.
Once.
I sniffed the lavender, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I tried it once. And I said, okay, but how many times a day are you supposed to take an antibiotic when you're on them? Mm-hmm. Oh, 3 or 4 times a day. Okay. So why wouldn't you take the oil 3 or 4 times a day?
Yes, good point.
Over 7 days and see what happens.
Yeah.
And just see what happens. And take your antibiotics as well and boost your own immune system.
Well, it's so
with the
interesting
oils.
you'd say that because I actually had little prescription pads made up for the oils
Yeah.
for when my clients come to see me. And there's, I should have brought them. There's a picture of a body, like an outline of a body.
Oh, I have
and,
one.
Oh, do you have one?
Yeah.
And then a whole list of ways to use the oil and how many times a
sorry.
day. So I draw on the body where to put it, and then I circle what to do and write how many times a day, like a little prescription. And they can take it home.
That's the one you gave me. I have it in my...
Yes, it's like, oh, and I have another one. So there's
Yeah.
the front and the back of the body.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you want to that's especially for emotional work.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to treat the body quite a lot. But the other one I have just has like a list of all the ways to use it in the bath, on your skin, on your
Oh, yeah, I think you
bed,
showed
or
that to me,
wherever
yeah.
sometimes you put oils like down here, sometimes on the back of the neck,
Yeah.
on the wrist, whatever. Or if it's going to be put into, if I make them a little, like a roller ball,
Yeah.
where like how many times to do it, and sometimes, very rarely, I don't often suggest internal because everyone's bodies is so different. They have to do that themselves, I feel. But topically or aromatically, you can definitely, anybody could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you had a little mantra
Oh yes,
for me as well.
yes, that
I
was.
have time and space for me.
Yes, every time you put the oil on and
Yeah.
inhale it, you say the mantra, and you do it like 20 times a day, and you do
Yeah.
that for a week, and your life will shift. It can't not shift.
That's right.
That's how your brain works.
That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna put that right there for us.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.